So in this class we are going to see the power dividers and directional couplers. So power dividers and directional couplers are basically the passive microwave components used for power division or power combining, used for power division or power power combining. So for example, let us see that figure. Let us see this figure. You have this power P1. So you are passing this power P1 to divider or coupler. Then you are getting two powers. This power P1 is divided into two parts. P2 is alpha P1 and P3 is 1 minus alpha P1. Okay, so basically this is your power divider. It divides P1 into two parts, P2 and P3. Alpha is your power coefficient. Alpha is basically the power coefficient. Like suppose alpha is 0.20. Then P2 is basically the 20% of P1 and P3 is 80% of P1. Okay, so the total power is P1. The total power is P1 and it is equals to P2 plus P3. So in uh, in power division, in power so in power division, an input signal in power division an input signal is divided by the coupler. An input signal is divided by the coupler into two or more signals with lesser power. So the coupler may be a three-port component with or without loss, or it may be a four-port component. Okay, so coupler may be a coupler may be a three-port component or four-port component. And of course, this three-port component maybe it will produce loss or it may not be lossless. So three-port components take from two T junction. Basically, if you have port component, so please note that the three-port networks, the three-port microwave networks take the form of take take the form of T junctions and other power dividers and other power dividers. Okay, and while if you are considering the four port component, then while the four components take in the form of directional couplers or hybrids. So uh, while four port components takes the form of directional couplers, okay, and hybrids. So power dividers are often of the equal division type. Okay, basically the power dividers basically, and also we have power combining. Okay, so that I forget to tell you. So not only division, you have combining also. So suppose two powers are there. First power is P2, second power is P3. Then this P1 is basically the sum of two powers, so it is power combiner. It is also two three-port and four-port component, and of course it may be lossless and maybe without loss. So what I was telling you that basically the power dividers are often of the equal division type. Okay, so the equal division type. The equal division type. But unequal power division are also possible, but unequal, like we have seen in the previous case, P2 is 20% of P1 and P3 is 80% of that P1. Okay, so unequal division is also possible, but unequal division is also possible. Okay, so directional couplers, apart from this, the directional couplers can be designed for arbitrary power divisions. So basically, if you talk the directional couplers, So the directional couplers can be, so basically the directional couplers can be designed for arbitrary power division. Okay. So also we have hybrid junctions. So hybrid junctions, basically they are for equal power division. So you have hybrid junctions. So basically they are for equal power division. So all these are microwave components. So hybrid junctions either they have 90-degree or quadrature or magic T type. Okay, 180-degree phase between the output ports. So we will see all these components one by one. So hybrid junctions have either a 90-degree or a 180-degree, and that name is magic T. That if there is 180-degree phase shift, then it is called the magic T. The name is magic T. Phase shift between the output ports. So let us see the basic properties. Let us see the basic properties of dividers and couplers. So there are some properties that we are going to see that related to basic means that basic microwave components like dividers and couplers. So we will use the scattering matrix theory, and we are going to analyze basically the 3 and 4 port networks. We will concentrate our analysis for 3 or 4 port networks. And there are some terms like we need to we will define that we have isolation. The term is isolation, and then coupling, then directivity. Okay, so all these are quantities that we are going to, all these terms that we are going to see in our analysis. So let us start with the three-port network. And three-port network is also, and I already told you, these are called the T junctions. Okay, so let us analyze the three-port network. Three-port networks, that is also called the T junctions. That is also called the T junctions. Okay, so the simplest power divider is T junction. First you keep in your mind, that the simplest power divider is the T junction. The simplest power divider is the T junction. The simplest type of power divider, the simplest type of power divider is T junction. So, and of course, this is a three-port network, which is a three-port network, with two inputs and one output, with two inputs and one output. So the scattering matrix is defined as, if we consider the scattering matrix for 3 rows and 3 columns, then we have S11, S12, S13, S21, S22, S23, S31, S32, S33. So this is the scattering matrix. Okay, so again I am writing here. So S is so this is the scattering matrix. This is the scattering matrix of an arbitrary three-port network with nine independent elements. You can see here you have 9 elements. So here you have 9. You can see here you have 9 elements. So if the component is passive and contains an anisotropic material, then it must be reciprocal. Okay, so so there is a rule. So you have to memorize some things, some rules. Okay, so what is the rule? If the component is passive, passive means there is power dissipation. Passive means passive components, resistor is passive component, and there is ohmic loss around the resistance. So if the component is passive and contains no anisotropic materials, then it must be reciprocal. It must be reciprocal. I will tell you what is reciprocal. It must be reciprocal. And S matrix must be symmetric. Sij should be equals to Sji. Okay, so symmetric means if you interchange the rows and columns, it will be equal. So Sij is equals to Sji means just you find out the you change the row to column, you will get the same result. Means uh, S12 should be equals to S21. So usually to avoid the power loss, but we are considering that we would like that our T junction should be lossless. If it is lossless, then in that case you are not getting any power dissipation. So how it is possible if all the ports are matched? If all the ports are matched, then the reflected part will be zero and scattering matrix will be elements will be zero. So basically what we want that in case of lossless, what we want, let us see in next page. So we have this scattering matrix. So this is our scattering matrix. So what is our requirement? So usually to avoid the power loss, we would like to have a junction that is lossless and how it is possible when all the ports and matched at all the ports. So so basically if the ports are matched, if the ports are matched, then what is S11? Basically it is V1 minus divided by V1 plus. What is S22? It is V2 minus divided by V2 plus. S33, it is V3 minus divided by V3 plus. So this is our scattering matrix. Now if the ports are matched, then what is happening? This component V1 minus will be equal to 0. It means these these diagonal elements are 0. So these elements equals to 0. So again I am writing, if all the ports are matched, if all the ports are matched, then what we will get? We will get SII is equals to 0. It means the matrix is reduces to 0, S12, S13, then S12, 0, S23, then S13, S23, 0. And here we have applied the reciprocal also, means this you see here. Okay, let us see the original matrix. Then you will understand. S11, S12, S13, S21, S22, S23, S31, S32, S33. So here what we have done, first we have made all the elements equals to 0. In case of ports, if all the ports are perfectly matched, then these elements are 0. So here we have written 0, 0, 0. Now see here, S21 is replaced by S12 if it is reciprocal also. S31 is replaced by S13. S12 is replaced, S12 is same here. S13 is same here. S23 is replaced, S23 is also same here. S32 is 33 is equals to 0. So in this way we have written here. Okay. So basically what we are getting that uh, we have applied the condition for reciprocal. Okay, we have condition that means we have changed the row to column. We have changed the row to column, means means reciprocal, and means as we have applied the condition of lossless. So we are getting this matrix now. If the network is lossless, then energy conservation requires that the scattering matrix must be unity, which leads to the following condition. So if the if your network is lossless, okay, if your network is lossless, then you have following condition. The condition is modulus of S12 whole square plus modulus of S13 whole square should be equals to 1. Then this row, you see here, this row, then you consider this row, modulus of S 1 2 square plus modulus of S 2 3 square is equals to 1. Then also you apply this row, so modulus of S 1 3 square plus modulus of S 2 3 square is equals to 1. Also, if you multiply S13 conjugate with S23, then it should be equal to 0. And S23 conjugate with S12 is equal to 0. And S12 conjugate with S13 is equal to 0. So this is the condition. So basically, if you see the equations, so if this is your first equation, this is your second equation, this is your third equation, this is your fourth equation, fifth equation, and sixth equation. Okay, so if you see the equation number, uh, if you see the equation, last three equation 4 5 6, if you see the last three equations, that is uh, 4 5 and 6, if you see these three equations, then what we are going to analyze that uh, at least two out of three parameters should be equals to 0. What are those three parameters? That parameters are S12, S13 and S23. Out of these three parameters, two at least equals to 0. And of course, if the network is not reciprocal, then we have Sij is not equals to Sji. This is the condition for non-reciprocal network. Okay, so in that case, the energy conservation will not be applied. So finally, So what I am telling you that uh, equations, what are the equations? 4 5 6. Okay, so you just see that, uh, 1 minute. Okay, equations 4 5 and 6 show that, what equations 4 5 6 are showing. So equations 4 5 and 6 show that at least two of the three parameters, like we have S12, S13, S23, must be 0, must be 0. But these conditions are not, basically will always be inconsistent with equations. Let us see the equations. Equations 1 2 and 3, these conditions will always be inconsistent with equations 1 2 and 3. So it implies that the three-port networks cannot be lossless, reciprocal and matched at all ports. So it implies that it is not possible that the three networks will always be reciprocal, lossless and matched at all ports. So what we are going to see that, what we are going to see that, uh, but this condition will always be inconsistent with equations 1 2 3. It means that the three port network cannot be reciprocal, lossless and matched at all ports, and matched at all ports. So if any of these conditions is relaxed, then a physically realizable device is possible, because all these are ideal, this is very ideal situation, that this three-port network is reciprocal also, lossless also and matched at all the ports. It is not possible. All the three conditions are not possible. So if we relax any one of these conditions, then we can find out a practically realizable solution. Okay, practically realizable component. Okay, so if any one any one of these means these are three conditions, that is reciprocal, lossless and matched at all ports. If we relax, if any one of these three conditions, these three conditions is relaxed, then a physically realizable device is possible. Then a physically realizable device is then a physically realizable device is possible. So if the three-port network is non-reciprocal, so suppose we have realized one condition that the network is not reciprocal. Suppose we have relaxed this condition. So uh, if the three-port network is non-reciprocal, then Sij is not equals to Sji, and the conditions of input matching all the ports and energy conservation can be satisfied, can be satisfied. So basically this type of device is called circulator. So this type of device is called where we are going to relax one of these conditions, like maybe it is not reciprocal, maybe it is not lossless, maybe some ports are not matched, means that practical devices. So these devices are called the circulators. So such type of device is called circulator. Such a device is called circulator. Now you have listened this microwave component previously. So now you just understand that circulator is basically the practical version of this T junction. And maybe we are considering that maybe it is non-reciprocal, maybe it is loss, there is some loss, and maybe one of the port is not matched. So this is called a circulator. So we will study the circulator later. We will study the circulator later. Okay. So now let us concentrate again. So the scattering, let us see again the scattering matrix. The scattering matrix of a matched three-port network has the following form. So it is 0. All the diagonal elements are 0. You can see here all the diagonal elements are 0. Okay. And also if the network is lossless, then this S matrix must be unitary. Okay. So if the network is lossless, then this S matrix must be, then it must be unitary. It means if it is unitary means the determinant should be 1. Means that it should be like S31, S32 should be 0, of course. Then S21, S23 should be 0, of course. And S12, S13 is also equal to 0. These three equations are there, and also we should have modulus of S12 square plus modulus of S13 square is equal to 1. Modulus of S21 square plus modulus of S23 square is equal to 1. Modulus of S31 square plus modulus of S32 square is equal to 1. So basically if you consider the equations, so if you consider, so this is the first equation, suppose this is the second equation, this is the third equation, and if it is 4, 5 and 6, so basically if we see the equations from 1 to 6, if the equations are satisfied, then how they are going to satisfy? If equations 1 to 6 are satisfied, then we have following condition. If they are satisfied, then S12, S23 and S31 must be 0, and modulus of S21, modulus of S21, modulus of S32, modulus of S13 should be equal to 1, or S21, S32, S13 must be equal to 0, or modulus of S12, S23, S31 is equal to 1. So it means that this result shows that Sij is not equal to Sji for I not equals to J. So what it indicates? So what it indicates? So which implies that which implies that device must be non-reciprocal. Okay, so it must be non-reciprocal. Also, if you consider a lossless and reciprocal three-port network, and if it is physically realizable, so you have to sacrifice the masked port termination. So at least you consider that one port is not terminated perfectly. Suppose third port is not perfectly terminated. So let us consider one practically possible device, like alternatively a lossless and reciprocal three-port network can be physically realizable if one if only if one port is not matched and two ports are matched. So if the two ports are matched, then there is no reflection from these two ports, and one port is not matched, it means you are getting some reflection, because these are this port is not matched, but the other two ports are matched, so these ports are matched, so you are not getting any reflection. Okay, so now uh, suppose port 1 and port 2 are matched perfectly and port 3 is not matched. Suppose, so if ports 1 and 2, if ports 1 and 2 are are matched, okay, so S matrix is written as S matrix is, so at S matrix, the scattering matrix is written as 0, S12, S13. Then since that port 2 and port 1 and 2 are only matched, so these two values are 0. S11 is 0, S22 is 0, obviously. See, S11 is 0, S22 is 0, but since S43 is not matched perfectly, so S33 is not equals to 0. So here we have S13, S23 and S33. Now you understand. I hope you understand well. Why I have not put it this 0? So this element I had not put it 0 because it is not perfectly matched. The port is not perfectly matched, so there may be some reflected value. There may be some reflected wave that is possible, of course. So that's why we are not considering as 33 is equals to 0. Now you understand. Okay. So this is the condition. This is the condition for scattering matrix when you have only two ports matched, third port is not matched. So if it should be lossless. If it is lossless, then you have to satisfy the unitary conditions. Okay, if it is lossless, so the scattering matrix looks like that. It is 0, S12, S13, then S12, 0, S23, then S13, S23, S33. So, so basically, to be lossless, it should satisfy the unitary conditions. So, to be lossless, the following unitary conditions must be satisfied. Must be satisfied. So basically S13 conjugate with S123, you can see here S13 conjugate with S23 should be 0. Also S12 conjugate with S13 should be 0 plus S23 conjugate with S23. So this should be equal to 0. Third one is S23 conjugate with S12 plus S33 conjugate with S13 is equal to 0. So these are conditions. So if you are satisfying these conditions, then this matrix will become a unitary matrix. So and looks like 001 100 010. Okay, so it looks like that. Now there is another condition for satisfying the unity matrix. So it is S12 square plus S13 square is equals to 1, S12 square plus S23 square is equal to 1, S13 square plus S23 square plus S33 square is equal to 1. So these three equations are also there. So what we have seen that uh, if the three port network is allowed to be lossy, okay, So these are conditions for lossless. Now if the three-port network is allowed to be lossy also, so it can be reciprocal or matched at all ports. It means that we have to consider one or more parameters, one parameter non-ideal. If we want to consider, suppose the network is lossless, so all these equations are for lossless. Now suppose you are considering that the equation is lossless, then you can say that you can take the condition for reciprocal and matched load at all the port, matched termination at all the ports. Now here in this case, we have considered that the network is lossless and reciprocal, but what we have not considered mass termination at port 3. So we have to relax one parameter in order to realize the physical uh, device, because lossless, reciprocal, and mass termination at all ports is not possible. It not possible. Okay. So basically, we have basically this is circulator. When you are relaxing one or more one condition out of the three condition, then this is basically the circulator, and the scattering matrix is like this. So if so this is basically the circulator. Suppose this is port 1, this is port 2, this is port 3. So if the circulation is like this, then this is the scattering matrix. Suppose you have if you are circulating in anti-clockwise direction, suppose the direction of suppose you are circulating in anti-clockwise direction, then the scattering matrix will be changed, and it is 0 1 0 0 0 1 1 0 0, like this. So this is when anti-clockwise direction, and this is when clockwise direction. So this is circulator when you have clockwise direction. This is circulator when you have anti-clockwise direction. So please remember this scattering matrix. In short, two numbers means short question like 2 marks. You can get this question, that write down the S matrix for circulator in case of clockwise direction, or write down the S matrix for circulation in case of anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so let us see another device, that is 4-port network, uh, directional couplers. So let us see that. So the scattering matrix, the S matrix of a reciprocal 4-port network, and if we are considering that it is matched at all the ports, matched at all ports, has the following form. So it is 0, S12, S13, S14. So we are considering both the conditions, that it is reciprocal and matched at all the ports. So the scattering matrix looks like that. So what we have considered, that if it is lossless and matched at all the ports, then this is the scattering matrix. So if the network is lossless, if the network lossless, okay, if the network is lossless, there are 10 equations results from the unitary or energy conservation. Okay, there are 10 equations possible if we are considering the lossless scenario. If we are considering the lossless scenario. So what is the basically catch? So basically what I am going to tell you, that if it is the lossless, then you will get the 10 equations. Results from unitary. I am not going to write all the 10 equations, that is no need for this at the undergraduate level. So what if you want, you can go to the Google, you will find out the equations. So there are 10 equations, results from the unitary or energy conservation. Okay. So now let us consider the multiplication of row 1 and row 2. So what is row 1 and row 2? So this is your row 1 and this is your row 2. Okay, so let us multiply uh, row 1, row 2, and also the multiplication of row 4 and row 3. Okay, so let us consider the multiplication of row 1 and row 2 and the multiplication of row 4 and row 3. So let us see that what we are getting. We are getting S13 conjugate multiplied by S23 plus S14 conjugate S24, and that is obviously equals to 0, then S14 conjugate with multiply S14 conjugate multiplied by S13 plus S24 conjugate multiplied by S23 is equals to 0. So let us see that this is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. Now multiplying this equation number 1 by S24 conjugate and this equation number 2 by S13 conjugate, and let us subtract what we will get. So let us multiply. 1 minute, give me break.